So tell us about some of the art things that you're doing these days.
Yeah,
And
so
also like what made you start to do them and be interested in doing like larger scale art projects?
so more recently, last year I had my first large art sculpture on display called the Party Button, and it's essentially a 2 meter tall polished stainless steel fake crosswalk looking thing, and you can approach it and press the button like a big actual crosswalk button, and it plays one of 20 randomized party tracks. And you can do a little dance, and the little characters at the top, the little walking men, will also do a little dance with you.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so
Um,
yeah, that was very cool to build, and it began with a crappy prototype, as all things do.
of
Um,
course.
and
So
this
I
one was
wanted
really
to
for kids.
see if we can do a screen share real quick. I want to screen share the party button because it's kind of amazing, and you need to see photos of it in order to fully appreciate it, I think. Let's see. Okay, if I can do that and share. I know I'm supposed to have this better set up, but that's okay.
Yeah, you'll get there.
We're getting there. Yep. There. Cool.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
You beauty.
I know. That's really cool. And I love how it's like this whole thing. And I
Mm,
really like the circuit board aesthetic on the bottom too. I think that's super
mm,
cool.
yeah. Hell yeah. But yeah, the project began with like someone one day bringing me some real like walking men traffic lights that had been, I think, cycled out of rotation and
Yep.
replaced.
We have some of those.
Hell yeah. Yeah, and so I got this and I was like, yeah, I gotta do something with this. And yeah, ripped out all the old green LEDs in it and replaced them with those rainbow LEDs.
Oh, it was an individual LED traffic light. That's
Yeah, yeah, it
that's
was old
cool.
school.
Ours is like, let's see. Ours is like a single crazy bright LED in the middle with a giant lens around it. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god.
But I
Uh,
but the individual LED style ones, which frankly are like I don't know around here if we have any of the ones like on the actual street that are the style that I just described, which is like the single one. Like all the ones locally seem to be the multiple LEDs per light. But that's cool
mm,
that it gave you the option of replacing them with rainbow
yeah.
LEDs because like how cool would some weird rainbow LED traffic light be, right?
Oh yeah, that's what I was
And
thinking.
how would people behave at that intersection? Like
Oh my gosh.
what
Yeah.
yeah. Like
Yeah,
what
yeah.
if the
So,
traffic light was like purple in one direction and blue in the other?
what would they do?
Would it lead to disaster? Let's do this experiment.
But yeah, so I ended up putting it together in a crappy prototype, mounting it on a
Nice.
swivel chair base that had a PVC pipe through the middle of it.
Nice. Yes.
And yeah, got one of those Spark Fun Wave triggers to let you
Okay.
play some music with it, and zip tied a bunch of stuff around this PVC pipe, and suddenly you could press a button on it and it would play the Rude Sandstorm and the live. Yeah, a whole bunch of meme tracks I had on there. And yeah, you could just rock up to the makerspace at work where I had it on display, and I would just encourage you to press the button and see what happens.
I love it.
So, yeah. And I ended up sandwiching all the electronics inside a couple of clear acrylic pieces
Hmm.
so that you could actually see what the brains were and understand,
Oh, nice.
how the Arduino sort of took the button input and gave it to the wave trigger, and different things happened.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I imagine though that for it to be on the street, you would have to have like a reasonably powerful speaker driving it in order for it to be
Definitely.
heard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that was the crappy prototype, and then I applied for a grant to turn it
Yes.
into something real. And so I wrote in and I said, look, I can make this work. Here's my prototype. It works. Let
Yeah.
me do you a 2 meter tall version of this that's fully ready for outdoor display. What do you think? And I got a call back and they said, yep, we love your idea. Do you want to build two for twice the money? Which was
Heck yeah.
30 grand Australian dollars. And I
Nice.
was like, oh god, okay. I'll have to build 2 now.
Woohoo!
Yeah, and so yeah, ended up putting that together, and we ended up using like a full-on studio monitor speaker to go in the bass, and so it tooches pretty loud. You can put it all the way up to 11.
Excellent.
But yeah, doing this project in the 6 months that they gave you to build it, like it ends up getting cut pretty fine, a bit too fine for comfort, to be honest. And yeah, trying to get the LED matrices to do cool things was in sequence with a button and have randomized display. Like there wasn't any good coding examples for that, and I'm not I should have gone and done a bit more coding before I started this project. So I was lucky that Larry the Optimizer on Twitter pulled through and helped me with that one, which was an absolute lifesaver.
Awesome.
And a week before it was meant to go on display, I got a message from our engineers who were meant to certify it to say that it can go on public display.
Right.
And because you can't bolt it down, it has to be freestanding.
Yeah.
And of course, something that tall is, if it's not weighed down properly, it's liable to topple over, and someone's biking around on an electric scooter and clock into it, and you want to make sure it stays there. So they came back and said, look, we've gone and done the maths on it, and you're going to need to put an extra 350 kilos in the base. And I was like,
that's a lot of weight. Holy crap.
And I'm like doing my own maths here. I'm like, okay, so if I go down the store and get like some flat plate gym weights, the volume would be too large for the base as it currently is. And so at the time I was like, oh my god, what am I going to do here? It's not going to get on display. I'm going to have to break into the defense base and steal some spent uranium weights that they use in helicopters. I'm going to be sneaking into the science department at night, grabbing some tungsten cubes. How am I going to weigh this thing down? And lucky for me, I called up my metalworker who built the whole outside of it, and I said, what am I going to do? He's like, well, I can just knock over some stacked flat steel plates that sort of are in a bit of a ziggurat shape, like stacked. And lucky for me, he knocked it over in the weekend before it was meant to go on display. So that was a real close one. And now I have these huge piles of weights that need to go with the art installation whenever it is on display somewhere. That is
logistically difficult. How do you move the 350 kilo ziggurat around?
So they're all stacked, so you can pick them up individually,
but still that's like
it's painful. It's forklift type weight. If you're trying to pick them up all at once. Just have to hit the protein shakes or something.
Just good old brute force. Wow. That's a lot of work. That is like literally a labor of love.
Oh yeah.